Hey, it's been a long time since I've posted a video, and so I'm going to post my new bee and flower. This was a request that I got from a customer of mine. She asked for a bee with a yellow flower. Now I automatically thought it should be a purple flower because yellow and purple are complements, but I did the yellow flower and I really thought the whole thing came out very nice. So this one I'm doing for our upcoming show that will be in Fairhope, Alabama. 3 days, and boy do I need some inventory. One thing about needle felting, there is no rushing it. So as you can see, I am showing you my colors. I used this more orange yellow and a lighter yellow to put on these petals to kind of beef them up a little bit. And here, that yellow felt, is I cut the flower shape out of yellow felt, and then I needle felted each petal. Now here's a floral stick. It's kind of coated in a green, and that's how I attach it to the stem. And so I'm going to poke that in there, you know, nice and easy. I don't want to go all the way through so that the green doesn't poke through the work I did on the front, you know, the center of the flower. And so I'm just going to put it in there gently. I'm just poking this into place so that I can wrap my floral wire, or yeah, it's a wire, it's already green, and then I'm going to glue this wool onto the end and then attach it to the back of this flower so it looks like it came out of a bud. And that's what I'm doing now. So you got to make that look good, you know, it can't look sloppy, and it should look like a bud, and that all takes time, just constructing these things. Elmer's glue, my go-to glue. Now I have used some super glue on a few items because it dries instantly. Like if I'm going to tack down a foot, you know, but the body's already attached, but I want the foot the way I want it, then I might use some of that super glue. So that's a good tip too. So take your time and, you know, try to get your wool all contoured and not too puffy or things like that. Well, that's seeming pretty secure now. Now, if I'm checking the front to see if all that green got poked through in my little daisy face, if you will. And it looks pretty good to me. Now, this is something that is great. It's a piece of acetate. I don't know what mill it is, but it's kind of a stiff kind of mill, and you can see through it. And what you do is you place that around there like that, and then you can poke your edges, because that's the hairy part, and shape without sticking your finger. And you know, you got to watch out for the glare when you're working with this. And you do have to pay attention because it is transparent and you can still poke yourself. But this has been a really good way to move faster than just pinching it with your fingers and hope you don't stick yourself. Like when I make the squirrel ears, I can stick it right in between those two pieces of, you know, acetate. Now it's open like a book, so I scored it and closed it. So it's not two separate pieces. It opens like a book. That way they're not sliding around, and that makes it easier too. And you can make the piece as big as you want, but I made it to fit my hand grip holding something, and that's the way I want to do that. Just take your time and go all the way around the flower. Now I've sped up my video because I don't want to bore you. But you know, you can really do some shaping with this little thing, and it makes life a lot easier. I just went all the way around. Just moving the acetate. I think I'm almost finished there. It's a really great tool. I'm just going to trim this up with the scissors a little bit. Any stray little pieces. I don't know, sometimes I like the little pieces. It kind of gives the piece energy. Maybe their own dreadlocks, if you will. You know, they say those are antennae. Alright, and just trim it up. I'm going to check the back to make sure. Say I don't like that shape. It's kind of bulbous, so I'm going to spend some time poking that. I kind of eliminated a bunch of that, but so that's looking pretty good. So that's the flower. And now I've got the bee that I made. I didn't show you how I did that, but you know, to work small is very difficult for me with my big fingers. I don't, I'd rather work large than small. But anyway, I'm going to put this on something so you can see it better. And, you know, the bee has 6 legs, and it has 3 sections, the head, the middle, and the thorax. And all the legs are in the middle part, you know. So pay attention to your bee anatomy or whatever creature you happen to be needle felting. And it really helps add to the authenticity of the piece. As you can see here, I've placed the flowers. I also did a flower that hasn't quite bloomed yet. And then the bee is going to be mounted on 2 nails in the back that go through the board and hold the bee hovering by the flower. So what's great about this little shadow box frame is you can create 3D, you know. It's not always on the surface. It can sit and hover, which makes it look more real as well too. So that's what I'm going to do. And you know, I sign it on the back and always put the year and write bee and flower, needle felt sculpture, my signature Gordon, and the year. And I put a label that says Magnus and Gordon Gallery on it too, and we're all finished.